Yo, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel, and we got some more new cards revealed for Paradox Rift, which of course is going to be coming out in like almost less than a month now, so it's going to be a pretty fun time, and we got some more cards revealed. We got two brand new EX cards revealed, and we got some more new stuff to look at here, and we're going to look at some of these new cards revealed, and we're going to see if they're any good, what they're all about, and what they can do, and all that good stuff. Before we do get in the video, of course, if y'all are new here to the second channel, make sure to subscribe down below and leave a like and let me know what you think of the new cards down in the comments below. So, starting things off, we did get a couple of cards revealed leading up to last night, which is where we saw kind of the new EXs revealed, but we did see a couple new cards. The first one is this new Crobat line. Now, this actually got a little bit of attention due to Crobat here. So, Crobat does have the attack Mad Echo, which for a double colorless / double turbo, it does 50 damage, and then choose items or supporter cards during your opponent's next turn. They cannot play that type of trainer from their hand. So, essentially, Crobat can either be a supporter lock or an item lock, which is pretty good. I mean, supporter locking is something that has been kind of rare in the TCG, but supporter locking is very strong. Obviously, we know item locking is pretty good too. Now, the cool thing with this Crobat is the fact that there's already the Battle Styles Crobat in the format that you can play this with. So there's the Golbat that when you evolve it from Zubat, you can draw 2 cards. There's the Crobat, when you evolve it, you can draw 3 cards. And then, of course, there's the Silver Tempest Crobat that when it knocks something out, with its attack, you take, what, 2 extra prizes or something? So, like, that's basically what the hype behind the Crobat is right now, is there's already enough, like, Golbats and Crobats in the format that can synergize pretty nicely with this brand new Crobat. So, I think that's kind of cool. I think this Crobat could be decent. It is obviously not doing a whole lot of damage. I mean, 50 damage is not a lot, and if you have to put a double turbo on it, then it's only doing 30 damage, so its damage is a little lackluster, but being able to shut off items and or supporters is pretty good. It is on a stage 2, but again, with the Golbat we already have, with Rare Candy in the format, this could be pretty good. I mean, imagine Mad Echoing Comfies when they, prevent them from being able to switch or prevent them from being able to play Chorus's Experiment. So, I don't know. This could be cool with all the other Crobats we have in the format, kind of like a little bit of a Crobat box deck. So, I wanted to mention the new Crobat here, too. We do have a couple new cards here. We got a new Tinkaton and Tatsugiri to look at here. New Tinkaton here with Crushing Blow, does 1 for 30, and then discard energy from your opponent's active, and then Alloy Hammer for 1 psychic energy, does 16. If this Pokemon has a metal energy on it, does 120 more damage. So unfortunately, not the greatest card ever. It doesn't actually work with Luminous Energy, something people were able to find out. Tinkaton here does not work with Luminous Energy. Luminous Energy only provides one type of energy at a time instead of like every type of energy in one energy. So, unfortunately, Luminous I don't think works with Tinkaton, which it would have been cool if it did. Could have been a nice attacker to have in the Tinkaton EX decks. Tatsugiri is kind of cool, though. So, it's a dragon Pokemon, which is interesting. We haven't seen a dragon Tatsugiri yet. It's got the attack Survival Strategy. Search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. And then you may switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. That's kind of cool. I mean, what you can do, you can grab any 2 cards out of your deck, and then you can, like, switch this thing on the bench. So you can, like, switch it with Mimikyu or Klefki or something. You just, like, put, like, an annoying wall in the active. And the fact is, I mean, this thing's only a 7 HP 1 prizer. It's not like a 2 prizer that your opponent's going to be like, oh, I gotta boss that thing. So I think it's actually a pretty unique card. This could be a fun little control card for sure. I mean, you get any 2 cards out of your deck. Obviously, you can get Iono'd and stuff, but if they're Iono'd you, they're not bossing you, which means you can just hopefully go back into Tatsugiri the following turn, do it again, and then go back into the wall. So some pretty cool things can happen with Tatsugiri. I think it's a pretty cool card. Is it, going to maybe make the Dondozo deck work? I don't know, maybe. Could be a fun card to try out. Definitely a really cool attack there. We haven't really seen a attack like that, because usually you'll grab any 2 cards of your deck, and then your like turn ends or whatever the case is. But this puts it on the bench, so you actually force your opponent to have to either boss or Iono use. Like, you get rid of my hand with the cards I grabbed, or you KO the Tatsugiri. It's a really cool card, so I think it's a pretty unique card. I'll be interested to see if people can make this work. This could be like cool in like any kind of control deck, to be honest. Now we can look at the new cards that got revealed. So we did get a bunch of Illustrated Rares and Full Arts revealed from Paradox Rift. Of course, we got some of the new Full Art supporters here that did get revealed. We got some Illustrated Rares for Iron Valiant, Roaring Moon here. That's a really nice artwork, by the way. And I think there's a Hydreigon. Yeah, there is. I mean, it's Iron Jugulus, I think it is. But I don't know. I'm a huge Hydreigon fan. That's a nice artwork. I really like the colors and, like, bro's like in LA. I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool. That's a sick artwork. I'm definitely going to try to get my hands on one of these if I can. That's nice. But yeah, we can look at some of the new cards revealed. We did get a couple of brand new EXs. The first one, of course, is going to be, well, we're going to have to look at that when we get there because it is not a grass Pokemon, even though you would think it is. We do have a new Vanilluxe here. This is actually an interesting card. So it's got the ability Frigid Room. Your opponent's Pokemon in play that have 40 or less HP can't attack. Now, this ability is kind of unique. Obviously, being able to prevent your opponent from being able to attack is obviously strong. Now, they have to have 40 HP or less remaining. Now, how are you going to get to that point? Well, this can be good in like a spread deck, for example. And if you're able to kind of make some kind of spread control archetype work, this could be an annoying ability. I mean, against Lost Zone, maybe, this could be kind of cute. Now, obviously, not every Pokemon in the format has 40 HP or less, but it could be one of those things where, like, I don't know, you hit something really hard, and then you just have Vanilluxe in play, and that Pokemon just can't attack, and they have to attack with another Pokemon instead. So it's interesting. It's an interesting ability that could be useful if, you know, people find the right way to play this Vanilluxe, but not a bad card by any means. It's been a while since I think we've had a good Vanilluxe card, so hopefully this card ends up being somewhat useful, because I'm a big fan of Vanilluxe, one of my favorite Pokemon. But yeah, we have a new EX here with Serena. This is what I was talking about. Serena is a water type instead of a grass type. It is a 310 HP Stage 2 Pokemon. With, of course, the main attack, the first two attacks, Icicle Soul for 1 grass energy. Put damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon until its remaining HP is 30. So that's not a bad attack, right? It's very reminiscent of the Ninetales or Rapidash. Was it Galarian Rapidash? That's what it was. Galarian Rapidash V, where with a double turbo, you can put your opponent's Pokemon to like 100 HP remaining. This puts him to 30 HP. Also, obviously, similar to like Claydol from Obsidian Flames. So yeah, definitely an interesting first attack. Putting something down to 30 HP is pretty good because you can combine that with a spread attack or maybe Yoga Loop Alakazam or something like that. And for 1 energy and a 310 HP Pokemon, I mean, if the Pokemon, you hit it, you put it to 30, you can obviously pair this with Vanilluxe too. It's another big one, I guess. You can play the Serena EX with the new Vanilluxe we just looked at. You can, like, Cheryl heal the Serena, attach another energy, do it again, and just kind of keep putting damage on Pokemon with Vanilluxe in play. Making it so the opponent's Pokemon just can't attack. You can play the attack with, like, a control-style deck with Vanilluxe, or you can play with, like, a spread deck with, like, damage manipulation, or you can play it with the Silver Tempest Crobat. I don't know, there's some cool concepts you can do. Serena's second attack here does 2 for 180, then you heal 30 from this Pokemon, and this Pokemon recovers all special conditions. I mean, it's kind of okay. I mean, healing is okay. I mean, if you're playing against Lost Box, this could be pretty good. Obviously, like, being able to heal from, like, a Cram or, like, a Sableye damage isn't terrible. You can combine this with the Radiant Serena and have a lot more healing. But, yeah, an interesting card. I think the first attack is obviously more interesting than the second attack. The second attack is just kind of mid overall. Whereas the first attack actually seems to be kind of interesting and, you know, could be fun. I mean, it is relying on grass energy, so you don't have to play water energy with this. So you can play this with, like, other grass Pokemon, maybe have a better Charizard matchup. I don't know. I think it's a cool card, though. It's not crazy, but it isn't terrible either. We do have another EX here with Toxtricity EX. It is a fighting Pokemon that needs lightning energy. Where have we seen this before? We saw it the other way around on Tyranitar. So yeah, Toxtricity X does do some things. So first attack here, we have Knocking Hammer for 2 light energy. Does 70 damage, discard the top card of your opponent's deck. So not bad. I mean, discard a card is always good. I mean, against Lost Box, you can obviously KO a Comfey in 1 hit. You can, like, mill a card. Not as good as Cragalanche, but milling a card could be good. And then you got the main attack here, Gaia Punk, for 3 lightning energy, does 270 damage, and then discard 3 lightning energy from your Pokemon in play. So the first thing to know with Toxtricity, it doesn't work with Electric Generator. You cannot Electric Generator to Toxtricity because it is a fighting Pokemon and not a lightning Pokemon. However, what you can do is you can use Electric Generator with Toxel before you evolve it. So I guess the idea with Toxtricity is you play it with Flaffy, you play with Electric Generator, and you can Generator to the Toxel before it evolves into Toxtricity, and you can also just play Flaffy to synergize with Toxtricity too, as Flaffy does work with any Pokemon type, not just Lightning. So I actually think this card isn't terrible. It does have 260 HP, so it is a little, you know, it's a little fragile, but it is a fighting Pokemon, and fighting Pokemon are always good in the meta, right? With the popularity of Miraidon, with Arceus being in the format, it's not too bad at all. It's got decent typing, and it does okay damage. Again, the first attack is decent against Lost Box because you can mill a card. You can knock out a Comfey, discard the top card of the deck, so you can, like, maybe mill something, kind of like a mini Cragalanche. And then obviously the main attack can do a big 270 damage. Now 270 does obviously fall short on KOing some things like V-Stars and most EXs, but obviously if you play with like Choice Bell, you can do 300 damage, discard 3 light energy from your Pokemon in play. So it doesn't have to be like discard all the energy from Toxtricity. So if you know you're not getting KO'd, if you're playing like Flaffy, if you have like 3 Flaffies on your bench, right? You just do the attack, discard 3 light energy, discard like 3 light energy from your Flaffies, and then you can just accelerate them again, and Toxtricity can just keep doing 270 damage over and over again. So honestly, this isn't that bad of a card. I kind of like it. It does good damage. Both attacks are, decent in their own respects. Yeah, it's not bad. And it's a fighting Pokemon, so definitely not a bad card. And with the synergy in the meta we have with Flaffy, it seems to be decent. Again, you'll have to play it with Electric Generator and Toxel, because you cannot Generator to Toxtricity, but definitely kind of cool. I don't know if there's any other Toxtricity in the format that this is great with. I know there is the new one from Obsidian Flames that does more damage for each different type on your bench, but I don't think that's like going to be worth it. If you're playing like multiple Flaffies, I mean, you're doing less damage anyways because you have more lightning Pokemon on your bench. But it is a cool card nonetheless, and yeah, I think Toxtricity is pretty decent. We do have a new Garganacl here with a pretty cool ability. So it's got Energy Rock Salt. Once you're in turn, you may attach a basic fight energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. If you do, heal 30 damage from it. So we got some more fighting energy acceleration in the meta. That's something that we have been sorely lacking. I mean, we do have the new Garchomp coming out in this set too. Garchomp EX, obviously, is looking pretty good. Yeah, Garchomp EX looking pretty good. We've looked at we've already looked at decks on that and stuff, and then there's just like Koraidon, Claydol, but this is just like straight up like decent energy acceleration. I mean, you get an energy from the discard pile. There's not even a trade-off because you get to heal 30 from that Pokemon. So if you're playing against like Lost Box, for example, you can heal some of the damage. It's not bad. I mean, obviously the fighting Pokemon aren't, there's not a great selection to choose from. I guess you can play this with Tinglu. It's kind of cool. You can Tinglu. Tinglu's already kind of beefy. You can like heal Tinglu. Obviously the big downside at Garganacl, it is a stage 2 Pokemon. So you do have to try to get into play through rare candies, but it's definitely not a bad card. I know there's another Garganacl in the format that I think heals like 20 in between turns or something, so that's also pretty cool. Or is it 10 in between turns? But either way, there's another Garganacl in the format that does heal. So I don't know, this could be a cool addition to fighting decks. Obviously, it is a stage 2, which will hurt it, but hey, I mean, being able to accelerate energy and heal Pokemon is good. Like with Rapid Check Urshifu, you can like attach a Rapid Check energy from hand and then do Energy Rock Salt, heal it, and then put another energy on, and then Rapid Flow back to back. That could be kind of cool. So there's definitely some cool plays you can make with Garganacl. I definitely like it. And it's nice to see just more fighting Pokemon get some love. Like Fighting Energy Excel is seeming to like come back in this set. There's also, you can play this with the new Groudon single prize attacker too. So there is also that as an option. We got a new Porygon-Z, which is kind of cool. So it's actually not a bad card. It's got the ability Bug Turbo. Once you're in turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, you may choose up to 4 basic energy from a discard pile and attach them to this Pokemon. If tails, discard 1 energy from this Pokemon. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because of its main attack, Energy Attack, does 40 damage. This attack does 40 more damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So actually a pretty strong card in a nutshell. Like, in theory, it's good, right? Being able to put potentially 4 basic energy on this thing and then doing energy attack, that's already 160. If you already have an energy for turn, that's 200 damage. If you can like find a way to like turbo through your deck and like discard a buttload of energy, and you can try to get like multiple Porygon-Z's in play over the course of a few turns, you can really build up a lot of energy randomly, and like all of a sudden Porygon-Z's doing like 320 damage out of nowhere and knocking stuff out. Obviously more of a meme than anything else because it is on a coin flip, and the coin flip's downside does remove an energy, which means you're doing less damage, but it is a cool attacker. It does have a decent ability, too. Being able to put 4 energy on is cool. I don't know if there's any other synergy in the format that this ability would work with. I guess there's, like, Energy Switch or something like that. But, yeah, I don't know if there's any, like, crazy energy acceleration. You got to remember, too, Porygon-Z is a Stage 2 Pokemon, so it obviously will be a bit slower due to it being a Stage 2. But it's definitely not a bad card by any means, and I kind of like it. I think it is a cool card, and I would be interested to see if somebody could make Porygon-Z work. It's a fun little deck. Then we got a new Spinda here, and that is the last of the new cards. But yeah, the new Spinda here has Staggered Foot. If this Pokemon is confused and receives damage from an attack, flip a coin if heads, prevent that damage. So if this Pokemon is confused, there's a chance Spinda does not take any damage. And we all know those don't take damage style decks are pretty annoying to play against, and Spinda kind of falls into that category. It does have the attack Wander Step that is 100 damage, and then this Pokemon is now confused. So I don't really know if this card is like fantastic. You could play it with like Lugia or something, though it only does 100 damage, so it's like not doing a whole lot of damage. But you can play it in like Lugia, and like it could be annoying in Lugia because like it's like you're confused, and then you know, they attack you, and then, oh, look at that, you don't damage me. I don't know. I don't think it's great, but the ability is cool enough where, like, if you can find a way to make Spinda work, it could be kind of decent. But yeah, there you go. Those are all the new cards that got revealed. And I think there's some decent ones. I really like Toxtricity. I think Toxtricity is actually pretty solid. Serena's interesting too. And then, of course, I did like the new Tatsugiri. I think this card is going to be kind of cool. And then the new Crobat seems like it could be cool. So yeah, nothing like super crazy got revealed, but we did get some new cards that are at least interesting to look at. Whether or not they're going to be good competitively, it's a different story, but some of these new cards are at least decent and have some cool things they can do, which is what makes me happy. But I'm excited for Paradox Rift again. It comes out in like less than a month now, so we're coming up on Paradox Rift. I think pre-releases are going to be happening soon too, so definitely exciting. And yeah, thanks for watching today's video here on the second channel. If you did, leave a like. I'll leave a link down below to Poke Beach if you want to go check these cards out yourself, go give them a read and all that good stuff. Let me know what you think of them down below. I'd be interested to hear. What do you think of Toxtricity and Serena? What do you think of the new Garganacl and all that stuff? And yeah, I will see you on another video here on the second channel. Peace out.